This week's episode of The Sit Down is brought to you by Virtuos Boxing. Comfort, performance, and style. Now you could have all three in one Italian-made athletic and streetwear shoe from Virtuos Boxing. Founded by former Italian professional boxer and now coach Donato Di Martise, Virtuos Boxing is fast becoming an authority in the boxing, apparel, and fashion industries. With Donato's experience for understanding that there's no substitute for superior quality, he created Virtuos brand of authentic, durable footwear and apparel for both men and women. Virtuos Boxing has several styles of high-top and low-top shoes that can be seen worn by pros like Paulie Malignaggi, Jake and Logan Paul, Amy Andrew, Dylan White, Paige Van Zandt, and Ermal Hadribai, to name a few. Or you might find Virtuos Boxing shoes and their iconic duffel bag inspired by Speed Bag found on the fashion-forward streets of Miami, New York, London, or Milan. You could purchase Virtuos Boxing apparel online at virtuosboxing.com. That's Virtuos spelled V-I-R-T-U-O-S. Fight, resist, and win with Virtuos Boxing. Now, let's get into this week's episode of The Sit Down. What's going on, everyone? Nico here with the Wooden Spoon. We have a Mother's Day episode. I'm joined by my mom, Paola.
Hello,
and
ciao.
We're going to shoot just a podcast at home. Solo, Mother's Day, technically solo. Oh, what's going on, Mom?
Not much. Just working, you know?
Yeah, it's gloomy outside. We just lit off fireworks in the backyard. That was fun.
Oh my God, you guys missed it.
I know, I should have recorded it. So Mateo wanted to shoot off a firework, little bro. And I said, let's just go do it. Because if you guys caught a couple episodes ago, when we came back from Florida, we stopped in Tennessee and we picked up a giant shopping cart worth of fireworks. So we lit one off. It went into the neighbor's yard. It was fun. And that was our entertainment for the day.
Yeah.
We've always been doing stuff like that.
It didn't just go into the neighbor's yard. It went to the neighbor's yard 3 houses over.
It was like a rocket firework. It was fun.
Yeah. I think there's a lot they don't know about you, though. Because you only tell them what, you want them to know.
Like what?
Can I swear? Like, Nico's a pain in the ass, but you can't get mad at him because he's so funny. You just literally when that happened with the firework and Marco was like, make sure it goes way out. I thought it landed on the roof and he started yelling. And then Nico said something funny, which I probably can't say on the podcast. No, I can't say it, but I was laughing for like 20 minutes. He makes me laugh so hard I cry.
I've always been like that, though.
I know. You can't get mad at him.
What's some other stuff that I've done growing up like that? Because it's been consistent. I've been consistent.
You're just like, my brother was like that. Like, my brother couldn't walk by us without like smacking us in the head or something.
I don't hit anybody.
No, but you just do stuff to annoy everybody because you think you're funny. And as long as you think you're funny and you're getting enjoyment, you don't care what anybody else thinks. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. What else happened today?
What else happened today?
Oh, no, you said you were going to leave, which is a classic mom thing to do.
Oh, because you guys were arguing back and forth. Wait, let me tell you. The dinner table is like my sanctuary. I don't like any, especially when I have a day off and I will literally cook all day down to dessert, right? Because I love to cook. I love to bake. And when you spend all day cooking and I put my love into everything. I cook. And then this one starts bickering and then they go back at each other or somebody gets mad. I get so mad, you know? Because what we do? We say prayers before we sit down and eat and give thanks. And then you guys all start.
That's what we do. We love each other.
You're a pain in the butts.
Mm-hmm. But getting back to it, classic mom things that you've said over the years. I think we should get right into that.
Yeah, like I wasn't your classic Italian mom. Like I didn't throw the wooden spoons and stuff. No, that was nah. Like that was my mother's job. But I didn't hit or nothing. I had to get really, really mad and it had to be on a whim. But I wasn't yelling. I'd do stuff that would like get him to the core. You were
psychological.
I'd get him to the core. Like, okay, that's it. I'm leaving. I'd grab my keys. I'd grab my purse. I'd have my hand on the door and they'd be like, Mommy, don't go.
Child abandonment.
But then they acted right. Wait, I have a good story. So Nico and Mateo are only 2 years apart, 2 years and 4 months apart. So I was going back in the day. We had this place called the Summit Park Mall for those of you that aren't around here. It's no longer. The shell is there, but nothing's in it. So anyways, I had to go to the mall. I had to get a bunch of stuff. So I had a double stroller side by side for them.
Oh, that's the camera, by the way.
Okay, sorry. A double stroller side by side for them because they were little. Like maybe you were 3 and 5. I don't even know if you were that old. But I'm not the mom that's going to let my kids misbehave and embarrass me in the store. So anyways, I get in. I just got to the mall. We go into Sears. We're in Sears. So I start
throwback to people who don't even know what Sears is.
Start to put them in the stroller, one on one side, one on the other, and they start. And they're like loud, and one of them screaming, and this one hit that one. And I was like, didn't even yell, didn't do nothing. I took the stroller. I strolled them right outside. I put them back in the car seats. I folded up the stroller, put it in. I got in the car. I started driving. And they're all quiet. And I'm not saying nothing. I didn't even yell. I said nothing. And then I hear, Mommy. Mommy. And I'm like, not saying anything. Mom. And then they're like, Mommy, please talk to me.
It's so fucked up.
And then after a minute, they're like, go back to the mall. I was like, no, because I'm not going to let you embarrass me. And this is what happens. We go right home. Because I wasn't the threatening mom. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then, you stop listening, I acted.
Yeah, you just
psychologically and then they never did it
us.
again. They always behaved. Even in high school, like you'll still see your teachers and they'll say, your son is so respectful. You have the most respectful kids.
You know it.
Yeah. When you went to a birthday party and the mom called me and said, what did you do to your kids? They got up, they cleaned their dishes. They cleaned the other kids' dishes. I mean, that's how you got to be. That's how you got to act.
Yeah. I think that's why people actually like me and like the Italian American space. Even the older guys, they just... There's no old school.
There's no respect anymore. I went into TJ Maxx the other day.
Oh, here you go. Just do it.
Literally, I cannot stand when kids misbehave because I know, like, you can control your kids and you don't have to beat them and you don't have to sit there and scream at them. Like, do you ever go into a store and hear a mother screaming at their kids? Like, that's more embarrassing than the kid misbehaving.
Yeah, you just like look trashy.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, I go into TJ Maxx. I got out of work early. So I'm like, I'm going to run to TJ Maxx before I go home. So I got this lady with her 2 daughters and she's oblivious. And her daughter's old enough to know better. Like she's like 9-10 years old, right? She's so loud you can hear her through the entire store. And I'm Italian, we're loud. And she's like, man, and then she's running here. She's got the other daughter who's about 6. She's under the clothing rack. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now I got another family over here with the kid in a stroller screaming. Okay, like nobody wants to hear this, right? I just got to work all day. I don't want to hear all this. So finally, it was like, so I'm really bad with sensory overload. Like if I'm watching TV, Nico's on his phone and Isabella's on her phone and they got like different noises going. It drives me crazy. So I got this kid screaming over here, the mom yelling at the kid under the rack, another kid over here. They're all speaking in a different language, blah, blah, blah. And I just go, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. Oh my God. I was like, are you kidding me? Because I didn't know what to say. And the mom turned around at me and look, I was like, just wanted to say, can you control your kid?
What would Cogs say?
Oh, I can't say what your aunt would say. Can I say it? So I would be shopping with my sister and you'd hear a kid like screaming. And she'd go, take that fucking thing off.
You're shaking the camera.
I'm sorry. So anyways, it's just control your kids. It's respect. Like that's disrespectful to you as a parent when your child acts like that. And like literally you have no parenting skills. Like what happened to parenting?
Give us your advice on parenting then.
I mean,
can I also say that I think us, Mateo, Isabella, and I are the best kids. Top 99%.
Yeah, I don't think you're the best kids.
Drink. We don't do drugs. We don't do any of that shit. We don't get into that much trouble.
You drink, but you don't get drunk.
Yeah, I'm like also socially. I'm saying like when I was in high school and stuff.
Well, no,
I wasn't sneaking out.
Here's the thing with that, because we grew up with this too. Okay, so my parents were born in Italy. They got married and then they moved here. I was born in the United States, but I was first generation. I didn't speak English till I went to kindergarten. I didn't even know English. Mm-hmm. So we all, back then it was a half a day. Like I went to school for a couple hours. Yeah. So I really didn't learn anything. But when you're little, you soak it up, No, like you literally went for like 4 hours.
No, I know. And then you just had like.
And basically you played. They had like all these stations set up to play. And then you learned your alphabet in the whole year or something. I don't know. Anyways, where was I going with this?
You didn't know English.
Yeah, so I didn't know English. And I don't even remember what I was talking about.
We're the best kids. I said that, and then you went on a rant, and we lost track, but it's okay.
See, that's what happens when you get old. But you just learn, you know?
No, okay. We're tracking. You're
gonna edit this.
No, I'm not.
You have to edit
no, I'm
this.
not editing this. We're tracking this back because I said we're the top 99 percentile of kids. We don't drink, and then you said, "Oh, growing up drinking and stuff."
Oh, okay, yeah.
Boom, got
okay,
it. Let's go.
So Friday was pizza day. My mom made homemade pizza every Friday, right? So we were allowed to drink, but my dad always said, you drink in the house. You don't drink outside the house. Cause obviously, like, I don't even remember how little I was, but we'd have pizza and beer. My dad had a whole stack bar. And the funniest thing is my dad didn't drink other than like a little bit of wine, like super, super dry wine too. Cause he was diabetic. But my sister and my brother, they used to sneak and they used to empty, like he had all these beautiful bottles from Italy. He had one that had like a pear growing in it. Like they literally put the bottle on the vine of the trees. Then he had another one that was like a hometown where in Italy, and it was a picture in the glass in the bottle. It was glass and there was a picture behind it and it plugged in and it lit up. And it was like a town. Shit. And so they would go, they were so my sister's 10 years older than me. My brother's 8 years older than me. So I was the baby and I have another sister 4 years older than me. But anyways, they would go and they would, with their friends, drink and empty the bottles, but then they'd fill them back up with water.
Classic.
Right? But then when Nono would have his friends over and he'd take them down to the bar, and then he figured it out because he would go to pour his friends and they'd be like, this is water, you know? Oh my God, he'd have a fit.
Yeah. What was Nono's go-to thing? Just went berserk?
Oh, he was a screamer. He was a crazy screamer. And he'd do like the backhand, like he never hit you, but he'd do the back thing like, I'm going to get you. And you were just like, I was petrified of my father.
What about Nun? What did she do?
Oh, Nun was a screamer. She was a cucchiarella. She'd hit you with a wooden spoon. She'd throw whatever was in her hand. I remember one time, oh, my sister Katia, she's 4 years older than me. She'll kill me if she sees this. But actually, she'll laugh. She used to, if they said it's white, she said it was black. She was like the worst kid. She was bad. She was rebellious. And I don't know what she said to my mother. I don't know what she said to Nona, but my mother had a head of iceberg lettuce in her hand. She threw that like a baseball player, and my sister ducked and it hit the wall and it just exploded. It was like a julienne salad all over the floor. And then the best thing was my sister had to clean it up.
That's funny.
What?
Who threw scissors at somebody?
Oh, my sister Katia threw scissors at my brother.
This is a great.
See, because no.
We should get Cogs. You should
call Cogs. I'm going to tell you guys a story. So this, and you did this, and you paid for it too. So my brother was a pain in the ass. He still is. But he would just antagonize us and just poke at us and this. So my sister was cutting something with scissors. And he's like, give me the scissors, give me the scissors, give me the scissors. Probably a drawer full of scissors, right? In the junk drawer. And he just kept bothering her. So she goes, you want these scissors? And she whipped them and they landed like right in his arm. They were just hanging out of his arm because he was a pain and everybody would like react. So this one, one day we were going over to Canada. And he was sitting in the back seat. We were with Uncle Jojo and his first wife. Yeah, Lulu. And then we were going over to Canada to get something to eat. And Nico was sitting. Mateo was in the car seat.
Wasn't Uncle Joey and Julie there too?
No. Mateo was sitting in his car seat and he was sleeping. And we weren't even close to where we were going to eat. We were close. We weren't close. Nico starts poking at Mateo. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. So there was a seat between them. So there was a seatbelt with the big buckle on it. So all of a sudden, Mateo grabbed it and he flung it. He hits Nico in the middle of the forehead. You don't have a scar though.
No, I might.
No. So anyways, he hits Nico in the middle of the forehead. Now we're in Canada, okay? And Nico looks at me and all of a sudden it just starts gushing blood. So we're freaking out because we're in Canada. So we had to literally cross back over the bridge, go to the hospital, get some stitches, but that was a result of him being a pain in the ass, you know?
Still haven't learned.
Nope.
I think we should get back to how we're the best kids in the world.
Of course you want to get back to that.
No, it's because...
That's like saying you're perfect. Nobody's perfect.
I said top 99 percentile because we're like all these things, but we're also not like nerds or anything like that.
No, I think we raised you to be street smart. Because it's good to be book smart. Really, and you guys were always book smart, but you never applied yourself as much as like you could have been valedictorian. Your sister could have been valedictorian, but you enjoyed school, which is kind of good. Like I did the same thing in high school, you know?
No, okay. I was getting back because I was going to say, why are we so much better than everybody else?
Because I was your mother. No, I'm just kidding.
No, like what, like, I don't even know like the question I'm asking, but I guess parenting advice for people so their kids kids don't be like nerds and stuff, but also they're not out here doing crack and shit like everybody else.
I think I have an answer.
Or like the perfect medium.
I think all I ever wanted to be was a mom. Like I've always had a career, but ultimately all I wanted to be was a mom. And God blessed me with 3 beautiful kids. And I was my job to take care of them and make sure they were okay. And we went through a lot of stuff in life, but you know what? That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think that's why. And you didn't have a mom that something went wrong and I started to cry. Like I figured it out and we got through it. Mm-hmm. And I think you guys never saw me like break down or anything really ever. And it's people aren't present now. It's not just parents, but if
we also saw you work really, really hard too. I think that's where we get our work ethic from.
And I never apologize. Like I know sometimes they get mad. I wouldn't miss one basketball game. I'd miss a whole season or, because I had to work. I was a single mom for a long time.
Yeah, but we also saw you work 70-hour weeks and stuff. So that's like when we come home, we're like, we don't nap. Like people, like kids just nap nowadays. It's like, we don't do that.
But I think being present, that's it. Like on my time off, like we always did stuff. Yeah. Like we'd go on adventures. Like you played travel baseball. So we would just go to baseball. We'd make a vacation out of it.
We would never stay at the same hotel as the other.
Never. So we did a couple of times and the rest of the team, like the dads would sit out and drink and get drunk and the kids were running all over like banshees. So
you would book the nicest hotel in that area. And we'd stay, like get a pool.
Nico was eating filet mignon while the other kids were having hot dogs and mac and cheese. Like I was nourishing him for his baseball skills. But no, and now it's even worse because of technology. Like so many parents I see, okay, so where I work, we did the Easter Bunny for Easter. We went into the mall. Your sister was the Easter Bunny. And we went in.
Oh, wait, I got to put the picture right here.
Okay. So we went into the mall just for like an hour because of COVID and everything. You got to be careful. So we let the kids come and take a picture with the Easter Bunny. There was so many kids. They were like, mommy, the Easter Bunny. We were doing it for free. You took a picture with your own phone. We weren't charging nothing, right? Just something nice to do. And these kids wanted to come and see the Easter Bunny and take a picture. And their parents are like, everybody was on their cell phones. And they're like, no, come on. Like, I can't even tell you how many times that happens. It's like,
so weird.
Let your kid be a kid. What's so important on your phone? Like, and I get it because, with all the stores and everything, I got to be on my phone. I got to be present. But just sometimes you just got to shut it off, man. Your kids are only little for so long. Those are times to cherish and enjoy, and you can't get it back.
Yeah.
Nothing on that phone is more important.
What did you do as a kid, just growing up, just for shits?
God, we played outside. We had Aunt Coggy and I and Eddie Cressis. We used to play, what's the one where you go sewer to sewer? Hot box.
I have no idea what's
so one person was on one and one person was on the other side of the street, and you threw a ball back and forth, and the person in the middle had to get to one before the other person caught it, And Eddie Cressis, he lived 2 doors down. And I call him Eddie Spaghetti, and he'd call me Paula Walla Washington.
That's so weird.
We had like nicknames. But we didn't have phones. We didn't have cell phones. We had our phones on the wall with a big long cord. Mm-hmm. We had nothing. Mm-hmm. We didn't have call waiting or anything back then. We had a TV with a dial on it, so you only got that many stations. No remote. You actually had to get up and turn the television station. We played. Nona would watch Rye every Sunday morning.
Oh my God, that shit was so funny. That's Rye. Like something not a lot of people, even Italian Americans, they don't know Rye. Rye, for those of you that don't know, it's like Italian. It's Italian TV.
It's Italian entertainment TV.
Well, they would get you got the big dish that's satellite or whatever, and we'd get Italian TV.
Yeah, And the radio station she would listen to, it was from Toronto. She'd pick it up in the falls.
It's probably so much easier to get that right now.
Oh, yeah. And then at one point, yeah. And they would show like naked. You guys were little. We were living with my mom for a little bit. And they'd be watching all these naked ladies on TV and stuff.
Yeah. Some weird shows on Italian TV.
All the Italian soap operas. Nana used to watch the Italian soap operas.
Oh my God.
She liked those. But it was funny. Sundays would be on like for a good part of the day, and we'd go to church and stuff, and then we'd come home, and there was a commercial. It was a construction safety board in Canada or something, because all that was based out of like a lot of it funneled through Toronto, because there's a big Italian population in Toronto. And there was one commercial. It said, "Tu ce l'hai, usala." It means you have it, use it. I don't even remember what it was for. It was like the construction safety board of Canada. Tu ce l'hai, usala. But
you'd also go to Italy a lot.
Oh, so yeah. So because I was the youngest, my mom, so our whole entire family lived in Italy, everybody. So my grandmother was alive, all my aunts and uncles, everybody. We come from a little town called Minturno. It's in the province of Latina, between Rome and Naples, near Gaeta, which is a big U.S. naval base. Beautiful. And every day there was like a different market in a different town. But anyways, so because I was in school and I was the only one really in school, my sister Katia never really cared for Italy. She was 4 years older than me. And my sister Mary and my brother, like they worked and stuff. So I'd take off and go to Italy with my mom, and we'd go for 6-7 weeks.
What did everybody do at home? They just ran wild at home?
Yeah, I mean, my mother, like, you're Italian, you got at least 2 fridges and 2 freezers. So we had 3. We had the one upstairs, and then she had a stand-up, just gigantous freezer.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
It was like the size of our side-by-side. It was just a freezer. Like my mom made her own bread. She remember that big...
the big blue tub.
It was like this big blue cungarella, which we called it the blue cungarella. And no word of a lie, man. She gave you guys a bath with a bath in it when you were little. But she'd make like... I don't know, 20 loaves of bread at a time. And it was that like bread. It was so dense because that's what her family did. My grandmother used to have a store in Italy, and they used to get up in the morning and make the bread. And that's who was a tough cookie, man. My Nonna Giovanna, she would tell them, they'd be like, "Oh, can we go to the beach?" Because we lived like 10 minutes away from the beach. And Nonna would be like, "If you get all your chores done and everything, you go to the beach." And then it would come time for them to go. And she'd be like, "You're not going. There's this, and this to do." So she was super tough. I love my Nonna. But yeah, so we stayed in Minturno with my grandmother, my Uncle Mario. Zialina lived like across the street, so they'd open their veranda windows and they'd yell back and forth. They'd just like, "Pick up the phone." No, they'd open the window, they'd go on the balcony, and you'd hear my aunt, my Zialina, going, "Chividi." My mother's name was Chivita. "Chividi." And then my mother would open the window and go, "Hey, Lena." And I was like, dude, just go down the stairs and talk. But they were funny. 4 years old was the first time I went to Italy. 4 years old, my whole family went. I remember the passport picture. Hysterical. I wish I still had it. It was my mom. It was Non with Jojo and Aunt Mary, Aunt Kagi on the side, and me on her lap. One picture. It was one passport for all of us.
Really?
Yeah. Does anybody have a picture like that?
This shit probably don't fly on you.
Oh my God. Hysterical. No, now you got to have one for each of you. But I was 4 years old, and I remember it like it was yesterday. Like we were just having this podcast and I couldn't remember what I was saying. But 4 years old, my grandmother had, everything's all marble and ceramic in Italy. So my grandmother lived upstairs, and I thought I was going to help and carry a watermelon up for her. No, I dropped it. It smashed in like a million pieces all over. But then I went out to the garden because my Nonna had like apricots trees. She had olive trees. She had like all this farmland. She had chickens and rabbits, everything. She had people that came and helped her work the land and stuff. The rabbit story. I remember this like it was yesterday. My aunt and my grandmother were playing tug of war with their rabbit. They killed it and they were skinning it. And we had rabbit for dinner, but it was a little traumatizing.
Just ripped the rabbit right off in half.
They played literally tug of war. One was over there, one was over here, and they just...
It's the most Italian shit ever.
One time I went and like None didn't like you in her kitchen. Like you couldn't even help her clean up or nothing. But I made a mistake. I opened the pot to see what was in there, and there was just like a goat's head. like with the eyeballs and everything still in it. But it was a good sauce if you didn't know what it was made of.
So I think we should make a pact right now. We go to Italy next year, 2022.
I mean, I'd love to take you guys out.
No, we just make a pact. You say yes, then we do it.
Okay.
Okay, we just did it.
Everybody's our witness.
So everybody has to keep us honest on this.
Yeah.
And we'll go for our birthdays because our birthdays are 3 days apart.
Yeah. Nico's a really generous person. Like, he always does something fun for me. We do a lot together. Like, he was never like, he'd always say, Ma, come with me, or let's do this, or let's do that. Like,
we went to Johnny Russo's show together.
Johnny Russo. He's an amazing person.
Shout out to Johnny.
Yes. If you guys ever get the chance,
like, look at episode 3 of the podcast.
Yeah. And pick up his book. Because his one-man show that we went to was based off of his book, right? Mm-hmm. Amazing. I mean, a gentleman, like old school, so classy. I love that. But yeah. Episode 3 of the sit down with Johnny. Tell him about when we went to casino that night to see Johnny. It was when COVID started. Yeah. Oh my God. It was like a week before shutdown. Mm-hmm. And Johnny invited us to the show, and we met up with him. We had a drink beforehand. I don't even know if I've ever told the story on air. But we're at Fallsview Casino in Niagara Falls, Ontario. In Canada. And we meet Johnny for a drink before the show. And then we're at the steakhouse. And you're like, oh, let's just eat here. And I go, oh, let's just eat here. I said that. You said that. No, he said that. I go, yeah. Okay, and then, whatever. You know, you're in trouble when you open up the menu and that menu glows. Yeah, I opened the menu and it lit up. And it just glowed. I just looked at Nico, and then we kind of. And then I just said, like, this is going to be, I'm charging this dinner to the credit. Yeah, Nico always pays. But we had very good Wagyu steak. You did, yes. And really good fries and. But it was just the 2 of us, and I don't even think we had a drink. Did we? We had like a drink each. You had affogato for dessert. Yeah, I got affogato for dessert. And then it was like $250. Canadian. So it was like $10 American. No, so then I exchanged out some money, and I'm like, here, Nico, go play, because Nico likes to gamble. If you guys don't know, Nico is a gambler. So anyways, so he's playing the tables, and then you lost $20 immediately on the slots. Oh yeah, because I'm whatever. And then we're waiting for like the low minimum tables to open, like the $15 hands, and then nothing's open. Because it's a Saturday night. It was busy. It's getting close to like showtime to go see Johnny's show, and then like screw it, we'll just play $25 hands. And I went on a freaking heater. Yeah. And then I remember the last bet, I put $40 down. Dealer hands me 8 and a 3. So obviously, for those of you that know, you double down. So another 40 bet goes down. She flips me like a 3 or a 2. So I got 14 on the table, and then she ended up busting, and then won $80 on a hand, and we won more than what dinner cost. We won more than was dinner. I was like, pull it out. We paid for dinner. We went to the show. It was amazing. Johnny had us as his guest backstage. Yeah, hung out backstage. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and now I could be even more generous because I got the juice. That was our last get out before COVID. Yeah. Yeah. I got the juice. What's the juice? It's just, you just got it. Get the juice. Okay. I don't know what the juice is. The juice that makes the wine. I guess. Sure. That's one thing No didn't do. He didn't make his own wine. Nobody did. We did one time with Cogs. Oh, God. Because Cogs had grapes. It was a nightmare. There were spiders everywhere. There were spiders on everything. Don't make wine, just buy it. Don't. They sell it at the store. The people that know what they're doing, they make wine and they have vineyards. Yeah, get it. Dad's from coming home with like 3 different presses. Hey, look what I found on the side of the road today. And then Dad's got to take it to the extreme. He goes and buys wine presses. He bought like 2 wine presses. There was 3 wine presses at one point in this house. And then all the Damigianos and everything. It was crazy. Look what I found on the side of the road. Pack rat. All right. Well, I think we should wrap up. We could always do a second podcast though, because you're my mom, and it's pretty easy to book you as a guest. Yeah, I will always find time for you. I thank you. I love you, and happy Mother's Day. Thank you. This is your Mother's Day present. So I got to cheat. Yay! No, I love you, and thank you for doing the podcast. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Ciao. Ciao. Thanks for watching this week's episode of The Sit Down Guys. Just remember to go to virtuosboxing.com. Get your gear. I had just picked up a pair from the Vesuvio collection, and I gotta say, these are the best shoes I've ever worn working out. I go to boxing every day to get my workout in, and I gotta say these beat any normal sneaker or wrestling shoe that I've ever worn. So super happy. So guys, go check out virtuosboxing.com and make sure you follow them on all their social medias.